yeah, so it was good. And, everything went off to the hitch. I brought my buddy back to the airport, and I drove home, and I stopped at an American grocery store and bought a bunch of cheap alcohol and baby formula.
Did you get some American cheese?
Yes, I did. I bought like $50 worth of American cheese.
Yeah, I see. I remember that detail. This weirdness about Canada doesn't have decent cheese. It's weird.
Yeah, well, we don't have decent processed cheese, which is like an oxymoron. We have great cheese here, but not American cheese. So American cheese it's a style of processed cheese. Like I'm sure you have processed cheese over there too, but it comes like in a square, and it's like packaged in plastic, and you peel it open, and it melts way too easily because it's not real cheese.
Right.
It's like cheese adjacent. So we have processed cheese here that is popular, and I'm not a fan of it. But the American processed cheese is just something different. And if you ever pay attention to more foodie stuff, if you pay attention to the World Burger Championships, where these guys get together and try to cook the best cheeseburgers in the world, 9 times out of 10, the burger that always wins has American cheese on it. And that's the secret ingredient to a proper cheeseburger. And I remember hearing these things and going like, what's so special about it? I don't get it. And then, so I bought a block of American cheese one time, and I was at a Primus, not Primus, it was the Flaming Lips and the Les Claypool Lennon Delirium.
Oh,
so
right.
Sean Lennon and Les Claypool.
Sean Lennon, yeah.
Which they're a fantastic band if you haven't heard them.
Yeah, they are. I've been trying to get hold of their CDs, but they're very expensive, so I haven't managed to do that yet. But yeah, they're on my radar.
For me, like, I bought them the day they come out. That's how I get a deal. Like, I got their vinyl for $20, and it came with a CD.
Right.
But you have to buy it the day it comes out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's and they're limited runs because they're not very popular, so they are hard to find. They get out of print very quickly. But yeah, so I bought that cheese then and brought it home, and I was sold. I'm like, that's the way to make a cheeseburger. So I haven't had American cheese since then. And this was back in like 2017 or something. So I brought home a bunch, and we've already had, I think 2. I've had at least 2 American cheeseburgers since I've been home.
Right.
and sharing them with the family, they've been appreciative. We had some last night actually, so it's been fun.
Yeah.
That way. But yeah, I got that, and vodka. Like I got a 60-ounce bottle of vodka, which is, what's that in metric? I think it's 1.6 liters. I think.
All right. Cool.
For $17. Right. Where here,
wow.
Here that would be like $60. Or $70. Because of all the taxes.
Yeah, we'd be somewhere in between that. We're like for a litre, it's about £18 or something like that for a litre.
That's not bad. Yeah, for us, that's not too bad. And I bought a really nice bottle of bourbon down there for $30.
Oh, nice.
Which up here would have been probably like $150 for that particular bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I bought a big bottle of vodka, a big bottle of rum, and a big bottle of coconut rum, I think. And I bought enough alcohol to last me for a decade, and it still cost me less than $100.
Right. So you're all well set up. And of course, the customs probably would let you through with all of that. Is no problem, but they're on the way in. They're looking for any crumb of indiscretion they can find. But if you come back with all of this official stuff, you just walk through with all of that. Gallons and gallons of alcohol is fine. It's not a problem.
Well, actually, I was a little wrong about that, but the Canadian guy was nice. I was coming home, and the guy's like, "You got anything to declare?" And I was like, "I got some American cheese, some baby formula, and I bought some plastic jug cheap booze." He goes, "How long were you down there?" I said, "I've been in the States for like 36 hours. He's like, "Oh, you have to be down here for 48 hours to bring that much alcohol back."
Oh my God. Oh. What kind of rule is that? Oh, for fuck's sake. That's just a rule. Right? That's just a rule to make things fucking difficult for the sake of it.
Yeah. It's probably a Canadian rule, right? Because they don't want us going over the border to get cheap booze, right? So like, you have to stay there for at least 2 days to get cheap booze because it's more inconvenient.
Oh, God. So has he got a little room you can stay in for the next 12 hours or whatever it is?
Well, I said to him, I said, "What do I owe you then?" I'm like, "I got to pay taxes on it, I guess, right? Duty, right?" And he goes, "What were you down there to do?" And I said, "I was down to see Maynard for his 60th birthday." He goes, "Oh, I love Tool, man. Tool's like my favorite band." And I was like, "Really?" And so as soon as we bounded on Maynard, he was like, "You're cool, man." He's like, "Part of my job isn't just to enforce laws, it's to educate. So now you know you can't buy that much vodka next time. Have a good trip home." And that was it.
Oh, that was
he
nice.
let me on my way.
That's good.
And it's usually the opposite. Usually that's the going into the US, that's how they treat you, and then coming home they fucking rape you. But this was the opposite this time. So
I think that's a good uplifting, happy ending for our movie. That you think
go.
you think you're going to be stiffed by this Canadian border guard, but in actual fact, he turns out to be a Tool fan, and he lets you just go through. And the end of the movie is you heading off into the either sunrise or sunset, whatever. We would need to think about that. But and some appropriate kind of Les Claypool or Tool music swells up as you disappear back off home with your gallons and gallons of booze.
Yeah.
So we've got the ending now, so it's just a matter of writing it.